Hey, it's Dave again. I'm going to run through another solo game. This game's called Friday. I actually did another video on it and I somehow won. You don't win this game. And as I was editing it, I saw a move in particular that would have ended the game right there. So rather than continuing editing, I decided to retape. So this is Friday. Friday, I bought this game because it was highly recommended as a great solo game. Turns out that it's a really hard game to figure out. The videos online weren't that great, so I downloaded the app and I played the app a lot until I could finally do well at it. And I ended up playing the app so much and I kept coming back to this, and well, I'm filming this for the second time. It's a little hard to keep track of the points or the lives you're losing. It's easy to win if you don't play it right, and it's impossible to win if you do play it right. Anyway, I'm gonna run through it with you best I can, or I will retape it again later because I messed up again. For a solitaire game, it comes with some interesting things. You actually have wood tokens that represent lives. That's kind of neat for a solo game, solitaire. 2 get put aside and the rest go there. What I believe it is if your first cards are actually beneficial, then you have at least 2 lives in there to earn. But I've never seen that happen. The first thing I'm going to do is go through. This is the boss of the game, the one you want to defeat at the end. You draw 2 of these cards. They're pirates, and these are the ones you're going to have to battle if you make it to the end. Again, we're not going to make it, but what do we have this time? We can draw 10 cards to get 40 hit points against them. This one, you can draw 7 cards to get 25. I think this is easy to do, but we're not going to find out. So this here is your aging scoreboard. This is tiles. As you get older on the island, you're going to have some weaknesses, and as you see by these indications, there's these 2 decks, one with dark face, one with gray face. So you put the white ones down first. Now an interesting thing is this deck comes with a -3 card that says very stupid. Now you're supposed to take it out. It's in the instructions. You take out this card. It never says, as far as I know, why it's in there in the first place, unless maybe you want a bigger challenge. So we're going to shuffle these up a little bit. There's our aging deck. Here's our next board. On this board, we're going to place these cards. Now, on the top, it shows what you're going to need to defeat this card and hopefully put it in your deck. So this card, on the easy level, you would be able to draw 3 cards without losing any lives. For easy level, you're trying to get 2, medium level, trying to get 5, and the hard level, you're trying to get 8. If you get the card, it's yours. And you flip it over, and it says you've now gained experience. When you play this card, you get to draw an additional card, and it's worth 2 hit points, or whatever, 2 attack points. Just a lot of them, just different abilities. Here's an extra life. Here's an exchange card. Never been too fond of those. Copy. Copy's great, so if you did have the draw a card out and you did the copy, you could rotate it to show that you've used the ability, and this card says draw 1 card. Well, now we get to use it again and draw another card because you're copying the ability. And similar to that, this one is doubling. So this card is worth 2 points. Well, we're going to use that ability to double it, and now this card's worth 4 points. So these get shuffled, put down on this deck. The game also comes with these 3 cards. They indicate what level you're on. So the first time you go through this deck, you're on the easy level. The next time you go through the deck, you're on medium level. If you manage to get through it again, you're on the hard level. Just like I showed you before, that's how strong the card is. And lastly is this deck. This deck is where we place our cards. They're very weak, and every time you empty the deck, you have to take one of the aging cards and put it with the deck when you put it back. And these are those cards. So this is the only good card you have. It's 2 because you're a genius. But when you're weak, it's not worth anything. And you're distracted here, so it's worth -1. Distracted, distracted. Lots of -1s, a couple of +1s, and just that one 2-pointer. This one's 0, but you get 2 lives. That's not terrible. So that deck is going here. So each turn starts by drawing 2 cards here. Now this card, you will need 1 point to claim the card. You get to draw 2 without losing any lives. This one is going to be 4. We get to draw 4 cards. The benefit to this one is you get to sort 3 cards, and the benefit of this one, you get to double 1. I pulled that out before in the beginning. And because our deck is so poor, sometimes it's best to take a high card and get rid of all those -1s and 0s. This time I'm going to play it safe, because if I do get this card, it's good enough. So we're going to take that one, place it over here. So this is what we want. We get to draw 2 cards. Our first card is a 0. Our second card is a 1, so we actually did get this. So you take that. And now we're going to use this side of the card. Let's put them this way. So this card is further exploring the island, and it's going to take 2 points to get it. You get to draw 3 cards. This is the same, 3 cards and 2. This one, though, the benefit is you get to double the total of one of your cards, and this one you get to exchange one of your cards. I think I like playing when it's straight up doubling points, and exchanging cards throws me off. So we draw. We're doing good. That's 1. Now we're back down to 0. And now we're still at 0. So that's our 3 cards. I could pay a life to draw another card, but we're at 0. And we know this deck is terrible. Because we're at 0, and we needed 2 points to get it, we're going to have to give up 2 lives. But we also can get rid of 2 of the cards that we used with that life. So I'm going to put them up there. I'll put that one over here. So we didn't get this. Cannibals. And more cannibals. It's like I didn't even shuffle this deck. This one's not going to work out very good. This might get rid of some of those low cards for sure. We get to draw 5 cards. We're trying to get 5 points. We know we don't even have 5 points in this deck. So let's see what we're getting to get rid of. There's 1. There's a 0. There's a 0. There's a -1. There's a 0. For a grand total of 0. So we're going to lose 5 lives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we could get rid of all these cards, but I'm going to keep that 1. And this card we failed to claim. It's like the exact same cards are coming out each time. I did shuffle it. With the raft to the wreck. For the longest time I couldn't even say that. It just means that you're taking your raft out to your shipwreck. You don't need to get anything. So 0 is good. We just want to avoid those -1s. We get to draw 1 card. This one allows us to draw 2 cards if we get it. This one gives us a life back. Right now I'm going to go for the 2 cards. And here's our 1 card. Well, we got the 0, so we get to claim it. This card also lets us take 2 lives back. So I'm going to put those there. And this goes to our deck. It's not very strong, but we get to draw those extra cards. Two more cards about going to the wreck by raft power. They're both worth 0, both get to draw 1 card. This one here is one that comes in very handy. It allows you, when you're in a higher level, to drop down 1 level. So if you're at the hardest level, you get to go to the medium. So that would be, instead of 3, you'd only need 1. This one over here is another favorite card. You get to destroy a card. So if you have a -1 or 2 come out, or one of the aging cards, you can use the ability to get rid of it. But you can't win this game without that card. And we start off with a -1, but we got a 2, so we actually got +1, and we get to keep this card. So we have further exploring the island and exploring the island. This one we get to draw 3 to get 2. This one we get to draw 2 to get 1. Right now, we're going to try to get the 1. Let's get some points in our hand. We start off with 0, and our second card is a -1. We wanted to get 1, we're at -1. It's -1, 0 plus 1. But with these 3 lives, we can get rid of 3 cards. We only have 2 out. Neither of them are good to us. Further exploring the island and a trip to the wreck by raft. Further exploring the island, you get to draw 3 cards, trying to get 2 points. The raft, 1 card for 0 points. I like this one because it's a higher value attack and you get a card, but we know there's nothing in our deck. So, 1 card, trying to get 0. We did get it. It'd be nice to get rid of the 0s, but so this one, they're both with the raft to the wreck. They're both, you get to draw 1, both require no points. This one though, you get a life. I don't really understand why you would want it, because you're basically playing nothing. I don't know what the benefit of it is, but we're gonna go for it. We have 2 cards left, and -1. So we're just going to pay the life, get rid of that card. This card goes back. So we're exploring the island and going to the wreck. Destroy and copy. The destroy is better. I like destroys. Here's our last card, which is a 0. So now we shuffle our deck, but we draw one of the aging cards, and they're not good. So we've drawn the 2-time exchange as our second card. And even though I said I didn't like that card, let's use that ability. We're going to put that card. We're going to put that card away, and let's draw another card. It is another 0. I'm going to foolishly use another life. And there we go. There's our 1. So we get this card. We lost a life. But I got my destroy card. exploring the island and going to the wreck. This one's going to need 1. This one's going to need 1, drawing 2. This one's going to need 0, drawing 1. This one you get to draw 2 cards. That's not a bad card to have. Here's 1 card. We only need a 0. We got 1, so we're good. We got that. We're still alive. Exploring the island. And exploring the island. This one's +1. This is 1 life. +1 destroy. I love the destroy cards, but I don't think we have a solid enough deck to get those right now. So here's first card, 1. That's all we needed to draw. It's too bad you don't get a life back for pulling the cards out before your balance. So when we play this, we get 1 plus a life. Wild animals and exploring the island. Wild animals, we get to draw 4 cards. We want 4 points. This one, 2 cards with 1 point. Still gonna play it safe, even though this is the second time around. So first card, but we get 2 lives back. It's a 0. This card is another 0. Because we got those 2 lives with that first card, I treat it like it's just a bonus. So I'm gonna pay a life to draw another card. Now this one is another 0, but I get to draw 2 cards. And it's a -1 and a +1. So we're still sitting at 0. I'm thinking about giving up on it, paying 1 life, being able to discard that 1 card. That -1 is out of our deck. We didn't win, but the deck is a little bit stronger. Exploring the island, draw 2, draw 3, trying to get 1, trying to get 2. This one's going to give us a life. They're both worth 2, so let's try for that one. Our first card is a 0, and the highest value of our card will be 0. Now, in this corner, there's 2 life signs, so it takes 2 lives to get rid of this. I think my best bet would be to stop, because I need 2 lives to do this, and right now I'm sitting at 0. The 2 lives will pay to destroy that card. So we haven't even gone through the deck once yet, and we're down to 8 lives. Wild animals and wild animals are both worth 4. This one's a destroy, this one's a +1. I'm going to take the destroy because the destroy would have been nice for that aging card. Our first card is a +2. Our next is a 0, and the phases don't do anything. Now we have to draw another aging card and shuffle our deck again. Our next card is another 0, and our next card is another 0. So we're 2 points away from getting the 4. And I'm quite happy to pay the 2 to get rid of the 2 zeros. One, 2, exploring the island, going to the wreck. They're both one I don't really understand. One below the pile. I'm not really sure what the benefit of that is. Let's go for the one that's worth a point. We're drawing 1. We have to exchange 2 cards. There's another one with a double, but we've already got what we need. We don't need to double anything. We don't need to exchange anything. So, the cards that we did not get, we're putting them back. But now we are at the middle phase. So now all the cards that we draw, we are no longer looking at the green total. We are now looking at the middle yellow total. It's unlikely we're going to get this one, but I want the card for the fact that if we do get it, it's 2 points, and I get to draw another card. You never know. So we get to draw 3. There's 1, and there's our destroy. Let's hope something bad comes out. 2. Well, we have our... No, we need 5 points. So in the first round, we would have been done already. There we go. -2. So we're back to 0. However, I'm going to use this ability of destroying a card. And that's now gone. So we get to draw 1 more card. And it's worth nothing, but I get to draw 2 cards. So 1, 2. So we're sitting at 4 points. This one lets us draw a life, which I'm going to put right back in because I'm hoping we draw another good card. Well, it's worth nothing, but I get to draw 2 lives. I'm going to take 1 out and leave the other one in. This is not worth it for that card. But we've come this far. We can't go back. There we go. 1. That was not worth it. We went from 8 life to 6 for this card that's worth 2. Exploring the island and wild animals. I'm not confident, although this is going to be so hard to get even later when it's at the hardest level. We're going to go for, we draw 3, hoping to get 5, and perk is a destroy card. Our first one is 2 cards, but we've emptied this out, so we have to draw an aging card. Our first card is 0, but we get to draw 2 cards, so there's 1 and 2. So we're at 1 point out of 5. Our second card is 1. The third card is 1 plus a life. That's an exchange card. Maybe put that up front. Whoops. So that is our 3 cards we're allowed to draw. I'm not sure if I can get 2 more. I really don't have much of a benefit of giving up on it yet. So let's pay 1 to draw another card. It's 0, 2 lives back. We're going to use 1 life to buy another card. It's another 0. Looking back at the zeros though, they have been quite helpful, except that one. Let's pay 1 more. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're down to 6 lives again. Exploring the island, both of them. Both get to draw 2, trying to get 3. Neither of them have anything great about them. They're both just a weapon. So our first card is losing a life. Now I don't have to do that, I believe, according to the app, just yet, because if I can get a destroy, I can get rid of it before we pay the life. So let's hope one of the destroy cards comes up next. No. And we actually got the card, so I have to lose a life. I don't get to get rid of that card. He's going to come back out again if we don't run out of life first. Which ends the game. Because having no life is bad. This one you get to draw 5, trying to get 9. This one you get to 3, trying to get 5. Do we even have 9 points worth of cards? We do have a double. I'm not confident. First one is 0, but we got that phase -1. We needed 5. Now we only need 2. So here's our second card. We get 1 point, and that's 1 below the pile. I don't get it. And this is 1. We get to double it, but it doesn't matter. We've already got our 2. So we didn't lose any lives this time. Cannibals. And going to the raft. Going to the raft, 1 card to get 0. 0 value, plus a life. These cards, I don't understand why these cards are in there. So we have quite a task. 5 cards, trying to get 9. First card is destroy, plus 1. Our next card is 0, draw 2 cards, but there's 1. But we'll have to shuffle our deck with another aging card. So that one we could draw 2 cards, so 1, 2. This one you get to exchange cards, so that might come in handy. Here's our second card, it's 1 point. And we get to double something, but let's hold off. There's 5 points, and it's another double. 1, 2, 3, 4, and our last free card is a 1. So let's use this double to make that 4 points. So now we're sitting at 8 points. I'm going to pay 1 and see what comes up. It's 2, that's 10 points. Another destroy, but we have nothing to destroy. And you know that other card's going to come out. And we get a pretty decent card. This one we get to draw 1 card, trying to get 1 point. It's not worth anything, but you get to destroy. Love those again, but I want something better than a 0. We already have some destroys in our deck. So we're going to go for 5 points, drawing 3 cards. We get the life and 2 attacks. So let's draw 3. Oh great, there's that minus. I told you the destroy's not going to come up. The second card is 2. Our third card is 2. So we're at 4 points. Seems crazy to pay a life. If we win, we're paying another life. And if we don't, we're not even getting enough to destroy that card. Well, we won because this is a 0. We're at 4 points, but we get to reduce the phase. Only needed 2. We have to pay a life because we're still stuck with that aging card. We're down to 2 points. We've only made it through 2 rounds. 1.5 rounds, actually. These are both wild animals. Again, I do shuffle these. I said before, we don't need any more destroy cards. I was wrong, as you just seen. We get to draw 4, trying to get 7. So 1, 2, there's another aging card. So we're at -1. Now we're at 0 again. And this one allows us to get 2 lives. If we were to end it right now, the game is over. We have 4 lives left. We're sitting at 0. We need 4. So the only thing I can do is pay a life to get a destroy card. And we got a 0. Pay a life. And we get another life back. We get 1 point. So we're sitting at 1. And we have 3 lives. Right now, we're 3 shy of our goal, I think. No, we're not 3 shy. I'm reading the wrong one. We need 7. We're going to play this to the end, because if we don't, we lose anyway. 2, draw a card. Draw 2 cards. Another aging card. Let's hope that one of the destroy cards come up. Oh great, lose a life. Game is over if I can't draw something good. There's +2. I'm even losing track of how many I pulled. The game is over. 2, 3, 4. we're done. If I give up, it's 1 life lost. And we were short 3 points, 3 lives we don't have. And that's how you lose Friday.